All right, a court rules a man must pay child support for twins conceived after he separated from his wife. Let's bring in our legal guys, Avery Friedman, a civil rights attorney and law professor in Cleveland. Good to see you. Hi. And Richard Herman, a New York criminal defense attorney and law professor, joining us from Las Vegas. Good to see you as well. All right, gentlemen,
hi, Fred.
This is a really fascinating case, is it not? We're talking about a Massachusetts couple, at least they were a couple at one point, husband and wife. They went into an agreement that they would have in vitro. There was an agreement involving either donor eggs or sperm. Well, then they separated, and apparently the wife, whose name is Blessing, went on with this procedure after the donors came through. Now, apparently the husband, whose name is Chukwudra Okoli, Richard, had a written agreement, it was my attempt, had a written agreement that he would kind of be absolved from the responsibility, even, you know, because they had split up. But then what happened where that agreement was null and void? It was invalidated? Why?
Well, that's the problem, Fred. When people try to practice law and they don't know what they're doing, you know, you can draw up an agreement. It looked good on its face. He says, I'll give you my consent, but I don't want any responsibility for these kids. And she says, yes, okay, I will not go after you for child support, no problem. So he signs the agreement. Then as soon as she has the kids, she sues him for child support. He says, you can't do that, I got this agreement. They go to court. The court says, whoa, 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 whoa. You consented to let her do this, and by virtue of that consent, you are responsible. We don't enforce non-payment of child support. That's not enforceable. The courts will not enforce those types of agreements, and therefore, you got to pay. Too bad.
So, Avery, what's with the confusion that, you know, he thought one thing, she thought another. They had an agreement when they embarked on the whole in vitro, but then, you know, post-separation, they embarked on a different agreement. So whose, I guess, rights would be protected here?
Well, ultimately, the only rights that are protected, Frederica, are the children's rights. You see, these adults, and we really don't know what they were thinking. It may very well be that Blessing thought, well, I'll have this sucker sign into this kind of an agreement, having been told that the rights are really the kids. So Blessing for Chukwudra Okoli became a nightmare. The fact is that you can't agree to waive child support because ultimately the money is the money of the children, not the mom or the dad.
Okay, well, hopefully she called him Chuck and not Sucker, as you put it, Avery.
Yeah, Chucky. I don't think so.
Okay, now let's talk about former supermodel Christie Brinkley, who's seeking $140,000 in fines from her ex-husband because she says that he you know, owes this in back child support while he was also simultaneously taking care of the kids while she was doing an onstage production. So Avery, boy, they already had their divorce settlement in public, and now this, I guess, custody or at least payment dispute is being publicized in a very ugly way as well. Who is likely to end up with a real settlement here or end up happy?
Yeah, the only people that will be happy are the lawyers. And that's because in this back and forth in pleadings, what's going on is Peter Cook refers to her as a egocentric maniac, and Peter claims that he's being publicly castrated. Look, legally, what you put in pleadings and briefs generally is protected. There's no basis for defamation. But ultimately, this battle will rage on. Christie wants tuition, she wants a penalty for the nasty emails, that type of thing. But Peter is actually spending most of his time taking care of the children. At the end of the day, it will be the lawyers who prevail, not either one of these. In fact, I got to tell you, the doctor said in both of them should be in therapy. And you know what?
Oh, boy.
She's got to get out of her white bread world, and so does Peter, and get some help.
And Richard, how do you see this concluding?
Yeah, the uptown girl's got to come downtown here, Fred. She's got 3 failed marriages. Let's just put that aside, okay?
Oh, come on. What does that have to do with this?
4 of them.
Well, there's something wrong there. But $142,000 calling him a deadbeat dad, please. About 130 of that is what they're claiming. They're using the buzzword bullying emails, and you can't have aggressive emails, says the judge. So based on those alleged aggressive...
That was in writing.
Yeah, but that's $130,000. The guy owes $6,000 in child support. She's claiming he's a deadbeat dad. When she did her show on Broadway, he had the kids for 5 months. She left those kids with him for 5 months. He took care of them 24/7.
And he says
he's
that
not
was
such
enough.
a deadbeat dad. Come on.
Okay, all right. Well, we know
You
this.
still got to pay the money. You still got to pay the money.
We know this is just the tip of the iceberg of that case, and I know we'll be talking about it again. For now, we're out of time on that one, but I'm going to see you again in about 20 minutes. We're going to talk about a man who is so fed up with high popcorn prices and concessions prices, candy, all that stuff at the movie theaters that he's saying, you know what, I'm suing for gouging. We're going to talk about that. All right, going to the movies is not cheap. Everyone agrees with that statement. So the cost of a ticket and snacks can certainly add up. And a man from Michigan is so fed up with prices at the concession stand that he is actually suing. Our legal guys are back. Avery Friedman in Cleveland and Richard Herman in Las Vegas. All right, good to see you again, gentlemen. Okay, so this young man, Joshua Thompson, says he is being gouged. He and a number of others who are part of this class action suit against the local AMC theater there in Michigan say that they're being gouged, and this is an issue of consumer protection liability. Is it, Avery?
Well, that's what he's claiming. I mean, Josh Thompson says not only did he pay $3.50 for a pack of goobers, but on top of that, he spent $4.50 for a little Coke. And you know what? He claims in the lawsuit they wouldn't give him a refill. The $5 million lawsuit, everybody understands it, except for one problem. Under Michigan law, regulated industries are exempted from consumer protection. There are 2 Supreme Court cases. This case is gone.
Really? Richard, are you in agreement on that?
Well, not for the goobers. I like Raisinets, you know, and you got to get popcorn, Fred. Come on.
No, and next thing you know, it adds up to 20 bucks for one person, you know, a little candy, a little soda, and a popcorn. Man.
They're encouraging people to smuggle candy into the theater. That's what they're doing.
Is that what's happening?
And the prices are exorbitant. But my partner there is absolutely right. There's going to be no liability here. They're exempt. They're exempt because it's a well-regulated industry, and they're exempt from the consumer protection laws for this.
Okay, and we did reach out to AMC theaters, but the spokesman said they're not commenting right now. So especially while this lawsuit is pending,
they don't have to worry about it.
They won't have
Pure
to, as you put it, right?
to them, Fred.
Okay, very interesting.
Sure.
Okay, now let's talk about the Quick Trim diet pills and how that company and the Kardashians are now being leveled with a lawsuit, also a class action suit. This a $5 million lawsuit alleging that they are all party to false advertisement. Richard, those who are part of the suit say no. Quick Trim not only doesn't help me lose weight, but those Kardashians who were helping to push the product were not being truthful. That's their allegation. Effective?
I just need oxygen. Fred, I need oxygen. I can't take it. The definition of obscenity, I've been saying, is Kardashian. This is obscene. They're on there with there's pictures that are all airbrushed, not even them, claiming to have lost all this weight, taking this product. They're just doing it for the bucks. They don't know what they're talking about. They made so many express
So do they have to be held? Do they have to be held liable, or
yes.
You know, they do?
Yeah.
When you're pushing for a product?
You can't represent that this product does certain things to you when it does absolutely nothing, no scientific evidence that caffeine is the cure to weight loss. It's ridiculous, Fred, and they're going to get hammered. I got the lawsuit here. I read it. Federal District Court in New York. It's a thick, nice class action. It breaks down all the misrepresentations. I hope they get hammered on this and get thrown out. I can't take that.
So, Avery, we did reach out to the Kardashians and we did reach out to the Quick Trim, neither of which are commenting right now. But
no kidding.
If the Kardashians are able to say that we did take these quick Trim, you know, pills or tablets, and we do still look like we do in those pictures that we just saw of them, is that defense enough for them?
Well, here's what that's about. That's what they're going to say. It's actually a beautifully pled, responsibly pled, pleading in federal district court, 51 pages, and it represents that under the Magnuson-Moss Act, the Consumer Protection Act, that the Kardashians are responsible in the marketing. Nothing in the 51 pages, Frederica, nothing says that they have an ownership interest in this, but the question is they found four people who really are relying on the Kardashians. I think the only four people in America. But it's a serious case. We're going to know the answer to that after some discovery. We're way too early to learn what's really going to happen here.
Okay, and just clarification, apparently, while I was told we had reached out to the Kardashians. We've not reached out to the Kardashians, but we have reached out to the Quick Trim. No comment from them, so we'll see where this goes.
Hey,
right.
hey, Frederica.
The club,
yes,
Fred.
yes, yes.
They couldn't respond.
We need to say we're losing our feet to the fire producer today, Pam Westman.
Yes.
We
who's been
are.
very devoted to you. Very, very
and I'm
devoted
still in
to
denial.
Richard and myself.
I refuse to believe it.
Yeah, I know. And it's she will do wonderfully well, but it's a loss to us, and we wish her nothing but the best. She's just wonderful.
That's so sweet. I know
Fred,
she's listening.
as we sit here and do these each week, she's texting me with projections for the following week, topics to talk about.
She's amazing.
Incredible.
She is indefatigable.
Well, she'll do very
Let me get
well.
my
She will
hanky
do
right
very
now, because
well.
now you're making me sad again. I'm already like very verklempt that she's on her way out. So I've got, you all have today in which to enjoy her. I have at least one more day before she's, you know, riding off into the sunset, moving on. But yeah, we're very happy
Enjoy
for her
her.
too. Yes.
We wish her well.
Okay. All the best.
All right. Thanks so much, Avery, Richard. Appreciate it.